Hello and welcome to this water-inspired class. So we've got about an hour to flow together. We're going to build some heat, we're going to flow. And the reason I call this a water-inspired class is because water is so strong and so soft all at once. And I love that about water, that it's so soft and delicate and you can't kind of capture it, but a massive wave or body of water is so powerful it can knock buildings over. So we're going to we're not going to inhibit this, we're going to inhabit that, and it'll demand a lot of strength in the lower body, but then a lot of flexibility, freedom and expressiveness in the open upper body. So let's begin. So we're going to start on all fours. Hands will be directly underneath your shoulders. Hips are going to be stacked directly above your knees. And from here, we're going to do a few cat and cows. The inhale will take your chest forward, lift your tailbone high. The exhale does the opposite and draws your belly in, back of the heart space up. So we use our breath to articulate through these. Inhale to go through the arch, exhale to curve the spine up. So I will guide you for a few more of these and then allow your breath to dictate how long you take to inhale forward and how long you take to exhale back. Great. So I'll let you do a few of those by yourself. Great, and inviting energy into the hands now by really pressing into the mat with all 10 fingers and the palms of the hands. Great. Last one of these, and then sink back onto your heels. Take your knees as wide as your mat. Walk your hands forward, and we'll take a child's pose to open up the hips, relax the forehead, lengthen the back of the spine. If this is feeling uncomfortable for you today, 2 fists underneath the forehead and you'll get a little bit more support there. So a few breaths, reaching the hands forward and breathing all the way down into your tailbone. Great, and last breath, come back up onto all fours. Take one hand, doesn't matter which hand it is, float it up to the sky, and then from here thread it through your arm and take it to the mat. So the back of my shoulder is connecting to the mat. Few more of these. We'll use an inhale to breathe the hand up. Exhale, thread it through that gap. You can bend the supporting arm. And then inhaling up. So we're starting to invite some energy into the spine by twisting. As you do this, see if you can keep the hips completely square to the mat. So rather than opening, we're starting to engage the core as well. So thinking of drawing the belly in towards the spine, so you're supporting the lower back in your twisting. And then you're also increasing the amount that you can actually twist. One more on this side. And then we'll switch to the other side. So float the opposite hand up to the sky, inhale. Exhale, you can bend as you come down gently. Inhale, press back up. Exhale through. So a few more rounds of that in your own time. Expansively opening and then allowing yourself to melt into the mat as you come down. Good. Last one of these. And then we'll meet back in our child's pose with our hands stretched forward. Take a moment here to connect your little pinky finger to the edge of your mat. And then press all 10 fingers down into the mat as you tuck the toes under. Lift the hips up to the sky and find your first down-facing dog. I'm just going to keep moving forward a little bit so I'm in frame. Beautiful. From here, bending and pedaling into each foot. So especially if you've just woken up, this is the first thing you've done today, the back of the legs might be quite tight. So you want to just bend and allow some movement into that. At the same time, we're thinking of pressing the chest back towards the legs. So rather than making this a plank, we'll get there, don't worry. At the moment, press the back towards the legs. And you'll notice my knees are quite bent at the moment. I'm waking up, my hamstrings are quite tight, my calves are even tighter. Last breath here. Look to the top of your mat, walk your feet to the top of your mat. Keep your knees nice and bent, press down into the earth, lift all the way up to standing. Inhale the arms up overhead, and then bring the hands down to the side. So I'll simply face you. You can stay at the top of your mat or side of the lounge room, wherever you happen to be. Rolling the shoulders back and down, hands are going to be facing forward. We're going to have energy pressing down through the hands, energy pressing up through the crown of the head, and energy pressing down through the feet. So we've got 3 real strong anchors lifting us up, down, and out on the diagonals. Great. Now another thing you can add in here is a lengthening of the tailbones, especially if you're prone to sticking your butt out and getting stuck in your lower back. Start to imagine you've got a weight hanging on your tailbone, and that lengthens your pelvis down. What can also assist is then thinking your pubic bone lifts up towards your belly button. That's going to give you a really lovely pelvic alignment, and it's going to allow you to support your spine in this flow. Good. Few more breaths here, just feeling that power in the body that you have. And let's start to flow now. So we'll use an inhale to breathe the arms up overhead. Exhale, bend at the knees, bend at the hips, come all the way down. A few breaths like this. Roll back all the way up. Inhale, breathe the arms up overhead. Exhale, bend as you come down. Good. Few more like this. Inhale to breathe up. Exhale, forward folding. Your forward fold might become more and more straight with the back of the legs as you warm up, but keep as much of a bend in the knees as you need to. Last one like this. When you find yourself forward folding, hold down for a second. Now, you can see I've got my knees quite bent. If I'm feeling a little bit more flexible, I might be moving towards straightening. Your choice, okay? Fingertips will connect to the ground, whichever version you do. From here, think of lengthening the spine. So we're making one long line with the spine, and then exhale, trying to lower the spine down. So we go for length on the inhale, and then curving down on the exhale. The inhale lengthens us. The exhale forward folds. Round like this. Beautiful. So you notice that my knees are bending to accommodate so I can have a flat back, and then I curve down and go more into the hamstrings. One more like this, and then step one leg back. Doesn't matter which one, drop the back knee down. Okay, let's just focus now on squaring off the hips. So we want both hips to face towards the front of the mat. You can have the hands down to support you, or you can have the hands off, hands up, whatever feels good for you. But let's work on squaring. So I'm drawing that front hip back, bringing that back hip forward. Beautiful. From here, tuck your back toes under, lift the knee off. If this doesn't feel good for you, stay down today. Otherwise, working out through the back of that heel. Beautiful. So option to keep the fingertips down, or bring the hands to the heart space, or bring the hands up towards the sky. Whichever version you do, focusing in on that squaring off of the hips. So front hip rotates back, back hip rotates forward. Okay, beautiful. Hold here. I told you the legs will be quite strong today. So keep breathing, connect to the breath. And now think of lengthening your tailbone down, which means you might have to bend into that back leg a little bit. If I keep my leg straight, but I don't lengthen my tailbone, it can go into my lower back. So I actually prefer bending the back knee, dropping my tailbone, lifting my pubic bone. I'm also going to get a bigger stretch in the hip flexor here. Good. From here, we're going to flow some arms. We're going to inhale the arms up, and then exhale, bring the chest forward, arms back. Inhale to come up. Exhale down. Now, if you've got the knee down and that's not feeling good, just think of inhaling the chest, exhaling back down. Okay, so lots of choices here. If you're the full way up, inhale up, exhale back. The inhale might have a chest lift towards the sky. The exhale, think of a little contraction in the belly. Good. Now I'm choosing to be really soft with my arms, but if you prefer to make this a bit more muscular, a bit stronger, you can also do that. Your choice. Can you feel the legs yet? Hopefully. Inhale up. Next exhale, place the hands either side of your foot and press back into a down facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Pedal out the feet. Good. Step the foot that hasn't gone forward yet, forward. Drop the back knee. We'll all start with the back knee down, and either hands on either side of the foot, hands to prayer, or hands reaching up to the sky, your choice. But let's focus on that squaring of the hips. So I want that front hip to draw back a little bit, back hip to draw forward, tailbone to drop down, pubic bone to lift up. Great. Now either staying here with the hands down, supporting, hands here, hands up, or tuck the back toes, lift the hands up, your choice. Few breaths here, just getting those hips square. Back hip comes forward, front hip comes back, tailbone goes down, pubic bone lifts up, arms wherever you want. Okay? Beautiful. Now for the next few breaths, let's flow this movement. If you've got the knee down with the hand supporting, you'll just move the chest and down. If you're doing the arm and the full flow, you've got inhale, lift, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift, maybe with a bit of a chest lift. Exhale, contracting the belly in. Doesn't matter if you're wobbling. For me, my left leg is so less strong than my right that I find that I'm a little insecure on this side. Completely fine, it's part of the journey. Oh gosh. Anyways, breathing in your own time now. Last one like this, inhaling up. Next exhale, we'll plant either side of the foot, press back, down facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. Press the chest back, lift the hips high, and think of those heels lowering down towards the earth. And then step your feet to the top of the mat. Breathe all the way up as you inhale. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. Great. So, top of the mat. Here we go. Use an inhale to breathe up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Fingertips down. Use your next inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. From here, we're going to step back to either a plank with the knees down or a plank with the knees off. Your choice, your body, I don't care, choose one. If you find that you need even gentler, come onto all fours. Keep it simple, we've got quite a bit to go, okay? Now, wherever you are, we're pushing the mat away with the hands, lifting the back of the heart space up. We're pressing out through the back of the heels, we're pressing out through the chest at the front. Stay here for, hey Cobb. Yep, always a dog in yoga. Hold for 3, 2, 1, either the knees down or knees off, float yourself down to the mat. Beautiful. Untuck your toes. Take your fingertips out to the side. We're going to breathe in. Just lift the chest ever so slightly. Exhale back down. A few more like this. Inhale, opening shoulders back and down. Exhale back to the earth. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, place the hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Press off the mat. Find your down facing dog. Good. From here, step your first leg forward. I'm going to call it first leg and second leg rather than right and left, because that way you just choose which side's best for you to start on. So take your first leg forward. High lunge. Either keep the hands down and just work with the chest, or inhale the arms up. Exhale the arms back. One more inhale, pause here. Take the arms and do a full circle. So we're just going to do a few circles now. So keeping your legs in this lunge position, just circling the arms wide and back. So you'll feel a bit of a chest opening, lifting up and back. Just breathing natural for the moment. It's part of our flow. It's like our transition move into the next one. So flowing around. Feel the heart space lift and open as you expand the arms. Beautiful. Now, from here, I want you to take weight into that back foot, and we're going to press up into stalk. Now, if I'm all the way down here, I'm going to have to bring the leg in a little bit and then pop my foot up from there, okay? So option 1, I've got my option 1 here, press off, come up. Doesn't matter about wobbles. If I'm down on the mat with my knee down, simply bring the back leg in a little bit, use your hands to support, then press up, okay? Let's stay here and stalk for a few breaths, imagining there is a piece of string around your knee that's floating that knee higher and higher and higher. Good. And then from here, find your way all the way back to your high lunge. Place your hands to the mat. Find down facing dog. Good. Let's switch to the other side. Take your second leg forward. That's it. From here, either staying with the knee down or lifting up. Let's use an inhale to lift the hands high. Exhale to come forward. Inhale, lift up. And from here, let's do a few of those circles again. So continuing to breathe in your own breath. Just let this be natural for the moment. Allow the chest and the pectorals to stretch as you do this. A few more like this. Then place the weight into your back leg. Press off, find your stalk. Doesn't matter how much you wobble. Few breaths here, okay? Doesn't matter how you got here, how graceful it was or not. Just join me here. Beautiful. Imagine a piece of string. It lifts your knee even higher. One more breath here. And then find your way back to your low lunge. Hands will come down either side of the foot. Press back, down facing dog. Good. Look to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to the top. Inhale, press all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Let's flow straight away again. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forwarding fold. Halfway lift as you inhale. And then step back to your plank. Few breaths here. Maybe just drop your knees down if you've never done a Vinyasa Flow class style before. Watch these two options I'm going to give you, okay? First option is to have my knees down, elbows squeeze in and lower me down. Then I take just a little baby cobra. I lift my chest here. From there I press back into down facing dog. Okay, that's your option 1. Option 2, a little bit stronger. High plank, squeeze in, look forward, squeeze the elbows in, lower halfway down, unfold the toes, lift the heart space up, and press back down. Okay, so in these next few moments, have a try of one of those options. Option A, or option B. And we'll all meet in down facing dog in a moment, okay? Okay. From here, step your right foot forward, lift the arms up, use an inhale to reach, exhale, arms back. One breath, inhale, full circle, press up. Let's just try that again. Pop back. Okay, so we've got this nice little flow. We've got inhale, lift up, exhale, breathe back, inhale, full circle, up. Got that? Let's go one more time. Press back for me. Inhale, lift up, exhale, press back. Full circle, inhale, inhale, inhale. Great. You're going to hate me, but we're going to keep the lower leg burn going. From here, rotate your foot out and sink the hips down as if you're sitting on a toilet. 3 breaths. We're going to take the arms out on the inhale. Exhale, bring the hands back to the heart space. 2 more. Don't worry about wobbling. Inhale, expand out. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to the heart space. And then come all the way back to down facing dog. Good. Let's go the left side. Oh, not the left side, your second side. Take your second side forward. Use an inhale, lift the chest and or the arms. Exhale, breathing back. Here we go, full circle. Inhale, 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 lift. Good, let's try that little sequence again. Come back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back. Full circle. Inhale, 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 lift. And now let's cross over. Gentle version, slight bend, crossing over of the leg. Stronger version, sinking the whole way down, hands to the heart space. 3 breaths. Expand out on your inhale. Exhale, breathe back in. 2 more. You got this. Don't worry about wobbles. Inhale out. Exhale back in. Last one. Inhale out. Exhale back in. Unravel. Find your way all the way back to down facing dog. Look to the top of your mat. Walk, float, or jump to the top. Press all the way to standing. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Great. From here, let's inhale the arms up overhead. Forward fold as we exhale. Halfway lift as we inhale. And then find your Vinyasa flow. Maybe it's the high to low plank. Whichever version you want to do, you'll use an inhale for a back bend. And then you'll press back to down facing dog. Good. From here, take your first leg forward. Use your inhale to lift you up. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, belly in as you reach the arms back. Circle the arms. Let's inhale, 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 lift. Exhale, hands to the heart space. 1 breath here. Inhale, expand out to the side. Exhale, back in. Unravel your leg and now face sideways on your mat. Okay, so from here, I'm facing the front of my mat. I just take that top leg off and I shift over to the side. You can make that as graceful or as clunky as you need it to be. Beautiful. Okay, so probably like 1 meter to 1.5 meters, depending on the length of your legs, depending on your flexibility. Okay, so if this is the top of my mat, I want to rotate my back foot out. So this foot stays facing the side, this back foot is going to face the back. Now, from here I'm going to go into a little bend. If I'm keeping it gentle, this might be good for me. If I want to make this a little stronger in my Warrior 2, I'm going to take that back leg back a little bit and therefore get deeper. Your choice. So we're going to take warrior two from here. Arms are traditionally out to the side. Let's start with that. Okay. Now, good thing to check here to protect your knee is that you're not rolling that knee in. If anything, you want to roll your knee backwards. So for me, I'm rolling my knee back towards the pool fence. And if I look down at my foot, I can see all 5 toes, almost. But at least I could see my big toe and my second toe. Good. Looking over the arms there. Take this front elbow now to my knee. It's going to act as my support, but rather than completely sinking into it and making it support me entirely, take a little bit of weight out, okay? It's more just like a little resting station. This arm now reaches up and over, so we're in our side angle pose. So I've got one long line from the outer foot all the way through to the fingertips. Beautiful. And rather than starting to come forward, a beautiful thing to do is to open and stack one shoulder on top of each other. Okay, I can look up to the sky, forward, down. Beautiful. Unwind from that, flick your toes forward, and let's take a little forward fold here. So you can either have bent knees or straight legs coming forward as you come down. So if your head does touch because you've got quite stretchy hamstrings, bring your feet in. If you're needing a little bit more space, take the legs out wide. Bent, straight, your choice. Few breaths here, relax the head and neck. Now from here, look to the front of your mat. Take your hands back to the front of the mat, switch your feet around and find your down facing dog. Good. Now take your second foot forward. Let's take the little flow. We've got an inhale, reach the arms high to the sky. Exhale, belly in as the arms go back. Circle as we inhale, 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 lift. Exhale, sink the hands down. One breath here. Breathe out as you inhale, arms out that is, exhale here. Now from here, unravel that leg, face to the side. Now you get my booty. That wasn't intended, but we're back to the side. So I'm coming into warrior two. My back leg is going to rotate to face the side and I'm going to bend into that front leg. If I want to make it deeper, I'm going to move that back leg back. Arms out to the side, nice and strong. Good. Check in with that knee. I want to rotate the knee back so I'm protecting that knee joint and ankle. From here, bend your elbow, support your knee, support your upper body, and reach the top arm up and over. One long line from the ankle through to the fingertips. Opening the shoulders up towards the sky. Few more breaths here. Good. Releasing out of this. Flip your toes back towards the front. Okay. And forward folding. I'm really sorry about this. We're going to forward fold. Okay. Hello. Choose where your legs are, where your arms are. I'm more about you stretching into the back of your legs and just allowing the head and neck to be free. Cover. And then come on back to the front of your mat. Place your hands down, find your way into your down facing dog. Good. One breath here. Look to the top of your mat, walk your feet forward. Use an inhale, press all the way to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Let's flow. All of that movement from the top. One breath each time. I will guide you through it. If you get lost, just look forward to me. I will be doing it. Okay, here we go. Inhale, breathe the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift as we inhale and then step back. Find your flow either high to low or baby cobra. Inhale, upward. And then exhale, pressing back. Good. Step your first leg forward. Breathe your arms. Inhale up. Exhale back. Cobra, out of this. Circle, circle, circle. Inhale, 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 up. Exhale, sink the hips, hands to the heart space. Inhale, open the arms out to the side. Exhale, breathe the hands back to the heart space. Come all the way back to the side. Rotate out the foot. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, come forward into your forward fold. Inhale, back to the front of your mat. Exhale, back to down facing dog. And let's switch sides. So second leg comes forward. Use an inhale, breathing up. Exhale, reaching back. Circle, inhale, 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 up. Exhale, sinking down. Open the arms for the inhale. Exhale, back to the heart space. In, turn to the side. Rotate your back foot out. Use an inhale, find your warrior two. Exhale, find your side angle pose. Back to warrior two. And then flip your toes to come forward as you exhale. Come to the top of your mat. Press back. And we're going to go straight into it again for two more times. Step your first leg forward. Use an inhale, lifting up. Exhale, pressing the arms back. Circle, inhale, 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 up. Exhale, sinking the hips down. Inhale, open the arms out wide. Exhale, bring the hands back to the heart space. Transition to the side. Rotate your back foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reach into that side angle pose. Back to warrior two as you inhale. Flip the toes, come forward as you exhale, stretching down. Come back to the top of your mat, inhale. Press back to down facing dog as you exhale. Step the second side forward. Squeeze the inner thighs as you reach up in. Exhale, press the arms back. Circle, inhale, 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 lift. Exhale, floating down. Inhale, expand the arms out to the side. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Transition to the side. And then rotate your back foot so we can go into warrior two. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, breathe into the side. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, flip the toes, come forward, folding. Inhale, back to the front of your mat. Step back, down facing dog. Let's go one more each side. You've got this. Step the first leg forward. Inhaling up. Exhale back. Circle, circle, circle. Inhale up. Exhale, sinking down. Open up, expand. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Take a little transition and rotate your back foot out. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Flip the toes forward and down. Inhale, back to the front of the mat. Press back, down facing dog. Last side, step your second foot forward. Inhale, reaching your hands up. Exhale, scooping the arms back. Circle, inhale, 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 lift. Exhale, sinking down. Opening the arms on your inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Transition to the side. Rotate your back foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, warrior two. Flip and forward fold as you exhale. Inhale, back to the top of your mat. Press back down. stay for a few breaths. Maybe stay in down facing dog or drop the knees. Find your child's pose for a few breaths. Just relax for a moment. Okay. We've got, I kind of lied. We're going to do it one more time, and only because I want to explain to you, for this final time, I want it to feel more like a dance. So less transition, transition, transition. Keep everything as smooth as you possibly can. It's going to be stronger. It's going to be stronger the smoother that you take it, okay? So be like water in your upper body, be solid in the lower body. Keep it smooth. One last round, and then I promise we'll do a nice little stretch. Finish it off. Here we go. I'm not going to talk so much. I want this more about you connecting, but if you lose track of where we're at, just look to me at the camera. Here we go. From the top. Inhaling up. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Find your flow. Find your down facing dog. Step your first leg forward. Arms lift. Exhale, hands come back. Circle. Sink the hips down. Expand the arms out. Transition to the side. Ready for your warrior two. Flipping forward, folding. When you're ready, the second side is available. If you get lost, just look at the screen. I'll be here. When you finish the sequence, meet either in down facing dog, drop the knees, child's pose. Let's start seated, and a few options here. We're going to stretch into the glutes and the outer hips. So your first option is just your simple cross-legged position as if you're at school. Next option, a little bit stronger, take one foot on top, flex that foot and press that knee down. If you've got tight hips, it might look a bit more like this, gently working towards here. And then the third option, if you're really nice and you want to stretch even more, cross the knees so that they stack on top of each other. Gentler would be feet closer to the buttocks, stronger further away. Either staying upright if that's enough and you can feel this and it's quite intense, just connect to the breath. Otherwise, forward folding if that feels better. So for these next few breaths, sending your breath all the way down into the buttocks and into the tailbone. Just that action of getting into the back body helps to create some more space as well. Okay? Beautiful. And if you're a bit like me and your brain scats and starts thinking about to-do lists, plant your mind on this. Inhale, lengthen and extend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen and extend. So your mind has something to connect to whilst you hold for the next few breaths. Last breath here. Slowly release out of this posture. Shift your legs over, so you might have cross-legged position. You might have the other leg on top now, or if you're going for the stronger stretch, stacking both knees on top. Either staying upright or forward folding. Your choice, okay? If you are forward folding, allow the head and neck to be completely floppy. They don't need to be involved. That's going to help accentuate the stretch as well. It's just nice to take out tension where you don't need it. It's not helping the stretch. And if your mind is wandering, connect to the anchor of inhale, lengthen, exhale, soften. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, soften. A few breaths here. And then from here, slowly releasing, I'm going to take Upavista Konasana. So we're making a triangle with the legs. If you're really struggling with sitting upright and you're finding yourself in this curve, either chuck a pillow under your buttocks and lift your hips a bit higher, or roll your mat up and sit, and that's going to help you get out of your lower back and be able to stay upright. Okay, option 1, staying upright using the hands to support. Option 2, maybe forward folding and down. Doesn't really matter, just tune into what your body needs. There's no right or wrong. And if you want that anchor and you're starting to forward fold, you'll think of inhale, lengthening, exhale, extend forward. And that also helps you get a bit more depth. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, a little bit further forward. If it feels good, you can add some movement side to side. Just make sure the head and neck's nice and released. Last breath here. And if you are forward folded, simply press the hands back up to support you. Use your hands to support the knees. Shake the legs in. Good. Now, a little bit into the back of the legs. We've done quite a bit to stretch out the back of the legs. So rather than, well, I'll give you 2 options here. If you want to keep with an active stretch, flex your toes, flex your feet towards your face, sit really tall, and either stay here or as you're coming forward, try and stay in that straight spine and then contract down. Go the inhale, lengthen. If you're just wanting to introvert now and completely relax, release the feet, just flop over. Choose what feels best for you. Sometimes the second one, the floppy one, will also act as a bit of a nerve stretch, so just be very gentle with that. Sometimes that feels really nice though, okay? Three committed breaths. So finish with 3 full breaths and then come out of this. And slowly releasing out, maybe shaking out the legs a little bit. Final expansive, energized posture. Little bit of a shoulder and chest opener. Hands are a little bit behind your buttocks. Option 1 is to be planting your feet firmly hip width down onto the ground, pressing your hands down and lifting up towards the sky. I like to look forward to be really gentle with my neck. Only go back if you've got no neck issues going on. Otherwise, keep looking forward. And then the next option, which is a little stronger, is to flex the toes, hands exactly in the same position, flatten the feet to the mat, Straighten the legs, lift the heart space up. Okay, your choice for just a few breaths, opening and expanding that heart space, the chest. And when you're ready, gently lowering the hips down to the mat. And we'll come onto our backs. Okay. Just shifting my mic. Okay, come onto your back. Let's finish with a lovely spinal twist. So, cross your legs over like we were doing in the flow. And then you're going to take that leg over to the side. And then reach the opposite arm out. And rather than trying to energize this twist, allow this one to be really soft. Let gravity just work its wonders on the body. Allow yourself to be heavy. And then very gently coming back to center, square off the hips again. Cross the opposite leg on top now. Roll over to the side. Reach the opposite arm out. And just allow yourself to be. And then when you're finished with that, we'll move into Shavasana. So feet are just out to the side, hands are facing upwards. There's nothing to do in this posture, but allow yourself to exist. So I'm just going to come up to sit whilst I talk you through this, but I would really suggest to finish off with Shavasana. For the next few minutes, tune into my voice. I'm going to take you through a little cycle through the body to release and relax each part. So lying down with everything just releasing into the earth, gently close down the eyes or allow them to soften. So for this next few minutes, keep your eyes shut or softened. And the only thing I ask you to do is when I mention the body part, think of softening and releasing. Okay, there's no physical movement that actually needs to happen. It's just you mentally allowing that area to soften, or even the idea of melting. So we'll start with the space between the eyebrows. Just allow that spot to soften and melt. Then you'll move into the space around the temples. Allow that to soften and release. Moving into the jawline now, allowing the jaw to soften and release. Allowing the entire head to completely release, soften, melt. Move into the back of the neck now. Allow it to melt and soften. Move into the front of the throat now. Allow it to soften and melt. Right shoulder, soften, melt. Right upper arm. Right elbow. Right lower arm. Right wrist. Right palm of the hand. Right back of the hand. Right thumb. Second finger. Third. Fourth. Fifth. Then moving into the left shoulder, allow it to soften and melt. The left upper arm, the left elbow, the left lower arm, the left wrist, the left palm of the hand, back of the hand, your left thumb, second finger, third, fourth, fifth. Then moving into the chest area, allowing that to soften and melt. The upper back, soften, melt. The stomach, the middle back, the pelvis and lower back, melt, soften. The right hip, right upper leg, right knee, right lower leg, right ankle, right top of the foot, sole of the foot, the right big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth. Then moving into the left hip, allow it to soften and melt. The left upper leg, the left knee, the left lower leg, the left ankle, the left top of the foot, sole of the foot, left big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth. And then returning back to that space between the eyebrows and allowing it to melt and soften even more.
And if you would like to stay here a little longer, feel welcome. In fact, I invite you to stay longer, but if you need to move, start to create some movement in the fingers, in the toes, wrists and ankles, inviting energy back into the body. And then stretching the arms up overhead, feet reach away from you. From here, we hug the knees into the chest and then roll over to one side. You can spend a moment here on the side, just releasing any final tension, letting it melt away. And then when you're ready, slowly pressing up to a seated position, something comfy. And if you can, stay for a few more breaths with me and keep the eyes either softened or closed down. So for these last few moments, I'd love to work with a mantra. And if it resonates with you, use it. If not, just connect to your natural breath. And for the next few breaths, what we're going to do is add this mantra to the breath. So this mantra is inspired by water, and I love to use it as a way of embracing my dualities, my strength and my softness that are both necessary in life. So on the inhale, we will say, I am strong. We'll feel that strength within the body. And then on the exhale, it will be, I am soft. And we'll just allow the body to soften as we exhale it out. So inhale, I am strong. And exhale, I am soft. If this feels right for you, using it for the next few breaths. And if you prefer, you can stay connected to the breath, just anchoring to the sensation of the breath as you inhale. And the sensation of the breath as you exhale. And on your next breath, just letting go of that practice, coming back to your natural breath. And when you are ready, gently flicking the eyes open. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Until next time.
Ciao.